They called themselves the Vareth Dominion, the keepers of order, rulers of half the known stars, their fleets numbered in the tens of thousands, their planetary banners cast in gold and flame. When they declared war, lesser species bent their knees, and when they declared extermination, worlds burned. The humans of Earth, they said, were finished. It began with the attack on New Horizon, a thriving human colony on the rim of the Persid Expanse. It wasn't a military installation. No weapons, no fleets. Just scientists, farmers, and children carving out a new world. The Vareth fleet came at dawn. Not that the colonists saw it coming. Orbital sensors detected a gravitational shadow. Then the sky lit up in lines of white fire. A dozen ships, sleek and curved like blades, descended from orbit. Within minutes, the colony's atmosphere burned. Commander Tyrax, leading the assault, broadcast the slaughter. His voice boomed across the human channels. "Let this be the lesson of insolence. Earth's expansion ends here. You breed like vermin. We cleanse you as such." He ordered the cities vaporized. The rivers boiled. The sky filled with radiation until nothing lived. When the screams faded, and only ash drifted across the plains, Tyrax turned his ship toward the nearest relay beacon. He ordered the footage transmitted across the sector. His crew laughed as the message spread. "We have killed a world," one said. "The humans will cry, but they cannot fight," another added. "Their time is over," Tyrax concluded. "The Empire declares Earth finished." And across the stars, the Vareth celebrated, the mockery of humanity. The Galactic Council met 3 days later. 50 species gathered in the amphitheater above the crimson skies of Kethra Prime. The Vareth ambassador stood at the center, triumphant. Behind him, holograms of the destroyed colony played in silence, clouds of ash, the skeletons of cities. The ambassador smiled. The humans were warned. Their spread, their arrogance, their refusal to submit. It ends now. The Dominion restores balance. Some races nodded. Others looked away, uneasy. A single human envoy, pale, weary, from Earth's diplomatic corps, stood alone among them. His name was Ambassador Hale. His voice was quiet when he spoke. "You bombed civilians. You murdered children. You broke every treaty your empire ever signed," the Vareth sneered. "We broke a pestilence." Hale's eyes did not move. "You've made a mistake." The laughter that followed was cold and long. "A mistake?" The Vareth ambassador scoffed. "Your kind is finished. Earth has no fleets to match ours. No allies brave enough to help you. No armies left worth fearing. You'll beg for peace before your next sunrise." Hale did not respond. He simply turned, silent, and left the hall. The council dismissed humanity as a fading ember in the galactic night. The Vareth Dominion prepared to seize human colonies one by one, confident that fear would paralyze their prey. But fear was not what rose on Earth. The silence before vengeance, on the 3rd day after New Horizons' destruction, something changed. Galactic communication relays began to go dark, one by one. The Dominion's outposts reported strange signals, encrypted, short, human in origin. Then silence. Admiral Corrin of the Vareth's 5th Armada watched uneasily as reports came in. Outpost Theta 9. Offline. Relay chain Echo 2. Corrupted. Long-range probes? Missing. He dismissed it as sabotage, until the message arrived. A single transmission from Sol. No image. Just sound. "This is Earth Command. To the Vareth Dominion. You killed our people. You think us finished. You are wrong. Retaliation has begun." Then the stars around Vareth-controlled space went quiet. Scouts sent to investigate never returned. Sensor nets detected nothing. No fleets, no movement. Yet planets began losing orbital defenses overnight. Weapon silos detonated from within. Command stations went dark. At first the Vareth laughed it off. "Human hackers," they said. "Terrorists. Primitive tricks." But as hours turned into days, fear crept in. Entire defense sectors vanished from contact. The great shipyards of Dareth Prime, gone. A single human signature appeared near the wreckage. HSS Resolution. The Dominion dismissed it as impossible. Humanity couldn't build a ship large enough to destroy a shipyard, and yet, something had. Then came the second message. Short, precise, chilling. "You declared us finished. We declare you extinct." The awakening of Earth. No one outside Earth had truly known the scale of its rearmament. The Terran Defense Initiative had been silent for nearly a century, hidden under the guise of demilitarization. But beneath the surface of Earth's moon, Mars, and Titan, shipyards the size of continents had labored in secret, not for conquest, for the unthinkable day when the stars might turn hostile again. That day had come. From the shadows of the Oort cloud, Fleet Command Soul activated. 100 dreadnoughts, cloaked in dark space plating, emerged. Their hulls bore a single word: justice. Each ship carried weaponry unseen since the Extinction Wars. Kinetic slugs moving at fractions of light speed, plasma torpedoes with yields enough to shatter moons, and AI-controlled hunter swarms capable of dismantling fleets atom by atom. The first strike was silent. Vareth Fleet Gamma, 200 ships strong, patrolling near human space, erased in a blink. No survivors, no transmissions. Sensors recorded nothing but gravitational waves, the echo of something vast passing through. By the time the Vareth realized humanity was not merely retaliating, but hunting, it was too late. The Hammer of Earth, the Vareth High Command, convened in orbit above their capital world. Varnus Prime, their emperor, cloaked in scales of gold, addressed the assembly. They strike like ghosts. Find them, burn their worlds, end them again! His voice echoed across the chamber. But outside, the sky began to darken. At first, they thought it a solar eclipse. Then sensors flared. Thousands of gravitational distortions entering orbit. The human fleet had arrived. 100 dreadnoughts, 10,000 cruisers, and millions of autonomous drones unfolded across the void like an iron storm. The lead ship, HSS Retribution, broadcast one final message: for New Horizon. The battle that followed lasted less than an hour. Vareth fleets surged forward, plasma cannons roaring, but their weapons glanced off human shielding. Tech reverse-engineered and perfected from ancient alien relics. Human railguns answered, firing tungsten rods the size of towers. Each impact tore through destroyers like paper. Planetary defenses ignited. Orbital rings, fusion cannons, missile silos. Humanity answered with silence. Then fire. The Retribution launched its main weapon, a singularity torpedo. The core of Varnus's orbital station imploded, folding in on itself before erupting into a miniature black hole that consumed half the fleet. The Empire's homeworld shook. Cities on the surface watched in horror as their own defense satellites fell from orbit like burning stars. The sky became a sea of fire. The Vareth Emperor's command tower melted in atmospheric re-entry. By dawn, the capital was gone. The dominion that had ruled half the galaxy for 1,000 years, gone. All that remained was silence, and ash drifting through orbit. The Retribution spreads. But Earth did not stop there. Each world that had joined the Dominion's campaign against humanity found itself marked. On Virelon, Vareth garrisons awoke to find their ships dismantled, their reactors surgically removed. Human commandos, clad in black armor and unseen by sensors, appeared among them like phantoms. They said nothing. They simply pointed to the sky, where orbital bombardment began. On Kel Shara, a slave world that once sold human prisoners, every overseer vanished overnight. In their place, a single phrase appeared on the governor's palace wall: burned in molten glass, no more chains. And then came Earth's ultimatum, broadcast to the entire galactic network. To all who watched and stayed silent: humanity does not forget. We do not forgive. We answer in full. Let the stars remember this day, the day Earth rose. Within a week, the Dominion's borders collapsed. Planets surrendered without a shot. Fleets fled, scattering to the dark edges of space. The once mighty Vareth Empire, which had spanned 1,000 systems, ceased to exist overnight. The price of arrogance in the aftermath. The Galactic Council convened again. This time, no Vareth stood among them. Their ambassador's seat was empty, a reminder carved in black stone. Around it, the other species sat in terrified silence. The human envoy returned, not Hale, but Admiral Soraya Trent, commander of the Sol fleets. She stood without armor, without pretense, and looked upon the council with cold eyes. Earth will not seek conquest, she said, but neither will we tolerate your silence. The next empire that raises its hand against us will share the Vareth's fate. No one argued. No one spoke, because above them, in orbit of Kethra Prime, 3 Terran dreadnoughts waited. Silent, massive, patient. The council bowed their heads. The whispered fear centuries later, the tale would still be told. Whispered in dark corners of spaceports, taught in hushed tones to cadets across the stars. The lesson was simple: never provoke Earth. The Vareth Empire had thought humanity fragile, soft, merciful, easy to break. They had mistaken patience for weakness, diplomacy for fear. They had killed one colony, and in doing so, they had called forth something they could not comprehend: a species that built vengeance as others built monuments. The Empire declared Earth finished. But in one night, Earth declared the Empire ended. Epilogue. The eternal watch far beyond the galactic core. A single transmission repeats endlessly from an automated beacon orbiting the ruins of Varnus Prime. Its signal is faint, nearly lost in static. Yet if you listen closely, the me